In my book, The Vegan Diet, this defines what a perfect diet is. Very easily, and it's easy to understand what a perfect diet is. And I can tell you in one sentence what it starts with. It starts with 100% unprocessed foods. That's what a perfect diet starts with. 100% unprocessed foods. That's the bar. That's the standard. Everything else is beneath it. 1 calorie of processed food, you're beneath that bar. Now, what that consists of has to be balanced in many different ways in order to meet daily values of micronutrients. That's what this is about. This is about a perfect diet that meets daily values of micronutrients across the board. All of them, all vitamins, all minerals need to be met daily, the daily value. Now, first of all, people don't even know that. People don't even know that. Nobody's crazy enough to like think that way. And we're talking people who are experts in all types of different types of styles of eating, because they don't live it. I live this stuff. This is why I anti-age. This is why I reverse my age, because I actually do what it takes across the board. Diet, lifestyle, mindset. Byproduct is the training that rises with those three things, as those three things are at, you're never going to perfect them because we're imperfect people, but we set the bar at perfection for the diet, the lifestyle, and the mindset. And then the exercise, training, that's the fourth thing that rises with those things. As those rise, your exercise, your training, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you're capable of doing or that your goals are, they rise when you choose to set the bar at perfection for those three things, those three key elements. There's four, but those are the three main ones. And they have to be set at perfection, and you have to strive to attain perfection only. That's not debatable. That's the way it is. So, I can say this because this is my life, and I'm not. This is my life. I'm sharing my life. So, this is why I'm doing all of these. This is why I'm doing all this for the time being, because I want to share this with people, and the few people who will be like, man, you actually did this. You actually are the first person on the planet to come out and define this whole thing, because I don't have an agenda. I'm not trying to sell anyone on any type of fad or anything. That's not my agenda. My agenda is to anti-age and add 20, 30, 40 years to my life. High quality ones. Period. That's my agenda. So, in this book, it's free. The ebook is free everywhere. There's a link in the description, and you can find this book. The link will go to Amazon. So, but if you don't have Amazon account, it's free everywhere. And if you don't have an account for anything and you want this thing for free and you want the ebook, go and message me somewhere, and I'll send you a digital version of it. It'll be like a PDF or something. But if you get this free and you want the paperback, there's other stuff in the paperback, and it's mostly stuff. I have stuff like I have blank like logging pages. That way you can log things and about that have to do with your diet, specifically to you. That way you can keep it all in one spot. That's why I did this, because when I was doing this, I was like, hey, you know what? This is the kind of stuff I want. I want to be able to keep everything logged down in the same spot from what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? That's why I put these in there. the point of this video was, whenever I see, as someone who looks at food in that way, I look at food as my fuel, but I also look at food as micronutrients meeting my daily values. Like, what do I need to eat to meet my daily values across the board with everything, vitamin and mineral wise? So when I see stuff, people saying eat this way, eat that way, eat this way, eat that way, eat this way, eat that way, the first thing I a lot of the times it's just like, man, they're gonna be micronutrient deficient if they eat this way. And a lot of like fasting stuff, if someone does it for a day for whatever reason, first of all, healthy people don't need to fast. They don't need to do it. Healthy people don't need to detox. You eat unprocessed foods and you're constantly just detoxing your body that way. Healthy people don't need to do that. But if someone who fasts, in my opinion, man, they should do it from. I think they should really know what they're doing, because they just kind of just be like making themselves hungry. They're not. Not everybody needs that. If you need it, then that's good. I mean, there's people that do need it, and they have issues and they're dealing with a professional who has them fast, and that's what they should be doing. But just someone who's just, hey, you know what, I feel like I'm watching this video here and it's making me want to go on some fast. No one should be doing that. So, but that's what people do. Because they're following stuff. Intermittent fasting. People will do that every day and they'll be like, oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay. How long are they going to do it? They don't last years and years and years doing that either. People that do it and they're all loving it for the time being, but a lot of the ways people eat, first of all, if they're coming from a lot of processed junk, that can help them. Just like going on like more fat, lower carb stuff, people have success with that in the beginning because they're coming from crap. They're eating garbage. So it's stopping them from eating garbage, and it's a way to stop them from eating garbage. Or they're addicted to, people that think that they're addicted to sweets, they are addicted to sweets, but in those sweets, there's a lot of fat. There's a lot of bad fat, and too much good fat is not good either. Your body doesn't need it. Your body needs what it needs to balance out its hormones. Anything else, if you're not running on fat completely, like people, they think they're doing keto and they're not even doing keto. They're eating too much protein for keto. Most people who think they're doing keto off of the internet, they're eating too much protein to be in ketosis, which is actually a good thing. But if your calories, wherever your calories are at, I mean, calories in, calories out matters to a certain point. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Everyone's, people are different. People have some people's metabolisms are screwed up. So where calories in, calories out doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people say. There's people who can eat 500 calories a day and they're gonna like still be fat because their metabolisms are screwed up, and that's not good. But fat wise, anything over, like if you are a calorie in, calorie out person and you're running like that, if you go anything over with fat above your calories, your body's gonna store it as fat. If carbs and protein, if you're running on carbs and protein, it's not gonna be as easy for it to do that. Put it that way. It'll burn more of that easier, your body will, than it would the fat as energy. But there's ways people can run on fat as energy. They just have to know how to do it. And there's no reason for someone who doesn't need to do it. You know what I'm saying? Your body wants to run on unprocessed carbohydrates coming in to your mouth. That's what your body wants to run on. Unprocessed. So if you're healthy enough to, and you're not like insulin resistant, you're not a pre-diabetic, you're not a diabetic, then that's what you should be doing. Unprocessed though, not processed. Not bread, not pasta, not stuff like that. Unprocessed. Lots of fruits. Lots of fruits. You can't eat too many fruits. Everything that you want to eat that's garbage, replace it with fruit. I tell people this all the time. Anything you want to eat. You want to eat a piece of bread in the morning? Like you crave, I'm craving this piece of bread. Eat a piece of fruit. If you need to eat 4 pieces of fruit to get that craving away from that bread, eat 4 pieces of fruit. Eat fruit, have fruit around, all types of fruit that you like, and whatever that is processed that you want. First of all, don't have processed anything around you. So don't have processed food in your house. And why would you do that, right? Okay, maybe you have family members that eat processed food and you try not to. So that's going to be hard, right? Okay, that's the only time you should do that. If you live by yourself, you should clear processed foods out of your house. But if you live with people that they want to eat processed foods, well, you got to stay away from it now. So if you're impulsive and you're an addict and you're someone that, I understand that. But get addicted to fruit and go, I'm going to have a piece of fruit. It's like smoking a cigarette, right? People, they have something else they do instead of smoking a cigarette. It's usually something that's bad too, right? This isn't bad. This is good. It's like, hey, I want a piece of whatever. I want a piece of that cake. Fruit. I want some bread, some whole grain bread. I want some sprouted bread that's considered healthy, right? It's not the worst thing in the world. Sprouted bread is better than cake, right? Fruit. Eat fruit. Eat fruit. Eat fruit. Just even if you, I'm saying literally, just grab fruit, like open up a banana and just eat it if you need to do that. And then like that didn't do it. I need another one. Eat another one. Put some salt on it. Especially if you're eating less processed foods, you need to salt your food because sodium-wise, it's hard to get sodium when you're eating unprocessed foods. So I talk about that in here. I have a couple pages in here about that. And it's easy to understand. I'm not trying to be Bill Nye, the science guy. I'm talking like a human being, saying the way things are and saying the major things people need to think about and focus on. And when you focus on micronutrients, and if you get it, and if you've passed all the beginning stages and you're like, okay, now I can eat instinctively and I know what my body needs and I eat this way and it's a variety of everything and I'm getting all my vitamins and all my minerals inside of the way that I eat unprocessed, right? You will see the way people eat and you will start looking at everything and how deficient in micronutrients that they're going to be. Anti-aging is because of having balanced micronutrients. It's not because of the macronutrients. That's our energy. So the actual anti-aging, reversing age side of things is because your micronutrients are balanced, and hormones too. So it's both, but there's some play in the macronutrients. There's play in the energy, and that's more for energy after the hormone balancing, and also with the protein. I mean, it's all important. I'm not trying to say it's not. I'm just trying to use this as a way to kind of separate it, to look at it that way. Like micronutrient balance is something that a lot of these diets don't focus on. And even when they act like they do, if you look at what they say to do, they're like, no, they're going to be deficient in all kinds of stuff. It's easy to find holes in all of it, especially stuff like intermittent fasting stuff, where they're not going to, or they're eating too much. They're eating just all at one time, and they're not getting, they're lowering their calories, so they're going to be losing weight. They're going to be thinking they're going to be doing good that way. Micronutrient wise, they're not getting in a lot of things. And also, there's a debate on, does your body absorb things if you're eating things all in a fast amount of time? I don't know. Everyone's body's going to be different. I'm not arguing any of that. I'm just saying the facts of things, the way things are, the little things like that. That's not for me to argue. People might have different. Everyone might have something. It might be different for you than it is for me when it comes to that. I might be able to eat all my food in one meal and my body absorbs it all the vitamins and minerals properly. It might be different for you. It might not work. So, but the balance, man, micronutrient balance, that's the point of this video. I know I'm all over the place, but that's just that's why I turn this on, because when I see something, I go, man, they're going to be deficient in all kinds of stuff trying to eat that way for a long period of time. A couple days, all right, but be careful with like the fasting stuff, the intermittent fasting. Don't do it unless you need it. And if you need it, then you should have somebody who's a professional, not on the internet, telling you, or at least giving you advice on it, if not telling you exactly what to do. People are looking to the internet. People are looking at all kinds of stupid stuff, man. It's like, wow, man. There's all kinds of nonsense out there, man. There's people doing some scandalous stuff, man. There's guys on steroids promoting keto, acting like they even do it. They don't do it. They don't even do it. And they're on steroids. And they're young. And there's older people, middle-aged. This is the thing, man. There's older, middle-aged, non-athletic, always been fat their whole life people who follow that stuff. And they think that's the way, man. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. But I'm out of time here. So you can order this in the link in the description. And if you're watching this from an ad, subscribe to this channel and watch more. I got all kinds of other videos on here. So you have yourself a good day.